Hello.
Hello, we're back with C14 dating. We took a break because Cleo gets sick.
And corpse have things.
Yeah, Corpse has life. Cleo gets sick.
Yeah.
That's basically how our world goes, more or less.
Yeah.
Corpse being the social one of us too.
Yeah, social. That was definitely social reasons.
Yes, it was definitely social. Also the fact that you got deafened.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact I lost about 60% of my hearing didn't help.
Yeah,
That was fun.
we've not talked about that on camera yet.
No. There wasn't much point when I couldn't hear you.
No, yeah, well, I'm glad you agree. I couldn't say the same.
What?
Huh? What? Sorry,
Huh?
nothing.
Huh? What?
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, Corpse was deaf. I was sick. And yeah. And it's really hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there are going to be Americans who go, yeah, but I get 70 bajillion degrees. And
Yeah, you're used to it and probably have air conditioning, so shut up.
yeah, air conditioning, not really a thing in the UK.
No.
Which sucks now that I think about it.
Well, it's because it's so rarely worth the money.
Yeah, to be fair, the last 3 days would be about it.
Yeah. The rest of the time, there's no point in it.
Yeah, I can't even use a fan at the moment.
And I can't because you'd be able to hear it in the recording, which
Yeah,
is really horrible.
Yeah, that's the reason. That would be the reason, yes. So, I hope you appreciate us. Appreciate us? Wow.
Appreciate us.
Appreciate us.
Are you just attempting to read what's on screen and failing?
No, actually. That looks like Ursus spelaeus.
Ish. Bear poop? I'm assuming it's bear poop.
I think it's bear shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Ursus spelaeus followed by more Ursus specious. I thought she said Sherry was kidding when she said 99% of the bones were cave bear.
All one bear. A really complicated bear.
Yes, many complicated bears.
It's like Frankenstein's monster of bears.
Oh, you've got the dude. We're with the
The one who I do all the same accent for everyone with. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, this one was the French one, wasn't it?
The Belgian one.
Yeah.
Being as our characters are in Belgium.
No, they're all French. Let's be honest. Belgium isn't in another country.
At least it makes guessing which animal the bone belongs to much easier.
I was in the lab, sitting next to Shoji, while I rummaged through the plastic bag I had selected. Yep.
It's all full of bear bones. This has the shit.
That's way not funny. I laughed way too hard at that. Yep, I can feign being an expert on this stuff and on most things, I think. Hey, Melissa, what animal does this hoof belong to? Cave bear. Melissa, this horn, let me think. Cave bear. Shoji laughed quietly, then glanced at his document as though he wanted to say something but couldn't decide.
Through his glasses.
Yeah, it's the opposite of looking down, really.
Yeah. Wait for him to speak? I don't know.
Yeah, not be a dick.
Yeah. Let's not speak over him.
I tilted my head, hoping my smile would encourage him to speak up. After a moment, he shyly muttered,
Melissa, about these fossilized feathers, what species is this?
Cave bear, of course. Didn't you know they were capable of flight?
You don't have to have feathers. You don't have to be able to fly to have feathers.
No, and you also don't have to be able to have feathers to fly.
Yeah.
It's just the angle is what I thought you were going for, but obviously.
Yeah.
That's why you find them everywhere.
In this cave. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, please.
Let's not do that. Let's not finish each other's sentences. That's just weird. I can't deal with that on top of everything we've just done.
Oh, well, that's not going to leave anything to people's imaginations. Yeah. We're hot and sweaty and Cleo's ashamed of what we've just done.
That's pretty much my entire life when I deal with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
We shared a final chuckle. Since the joke had gotten old by then, you think, and returned to our tasks. A small gasp caught my attention and I glanced up to see flakes from a cracked canine tooth fall onto the paper towel. Shoji looked horrified, then hastily placed the toothbrush down to examine the damage. It was a canine that belonged to a, what else? Cave bear.
Oh.
With a giant fracture that ran from part of the tooth to the end of the root, it was drenched in water with some smears of dirt still left on it. Yikes, the condition's bad. This is the no shit Sherlock portion of this expedition.
It didn't appear that fragile when I washed it. That's because the filth was covering up the damage.
He plucked up the enamel pieces and sighed.
Did I mess up somewhere?
Yes. Did you use the bucket instead of the cloth?
Yeah.
Did you use too many toothpicks?
Which number did you guess? Did you guess the numbers wrong? Did you pick up the toothpick when you should have gone with the bucket?
How long was it submerged in the water?
3 weeks. Just a few minutes. I sort of swirled it around in the water for a bit.
Ah, now I see. I think you used too much water. It saturated and caused the tooth to flake since there's a big crack in it and everything. Because I knows what I was talking about because I is a proper anthropology major
Anthropology.
and you're just like a musician or something.
I'm just anthropology. I'm just going to go over mention that again.
Shut up. I was trying to avoid... I realised what I'd said, and then I was trying to gloss over it. You pedantic
I'm an anthropology major. I know everything about bears.
I was going for bones, but okay.
Could say it's a bare bones response.
Maybe let it dry more before cleaning it. You have to be super careful with it now because of the excess water.
I had no idea. I think Hendrik went over it, but
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. Because I am apparently about as interested in archaeology as she seems to be.
Well, he has been forced to be here.
Yeah, that's true.
Choosing to be.
It's a lot to take in. He nodded in agreement.
Thanks for that. I'll keep it in mind from now on.
That's no problem. This stuff I need to memorise anyway. I'm still learning, but I'll be happy to help if you have any questions.
I'll appreciate it. The excavation team is always busy and I feel like I'm bothering them. And Professor Dupont scares me.
Which one is that?
The male one, I'm guessing.
The male one.
Yeah, there's a man and a woman, so...
Yeah.
That's a good description.
Actually, yeah, I was actually thinking of what's-his-face, the one with the bionic hand.
I don't think he's a professor.
Maybe. Maybe he's about as professor as the guys in Pokemon.
What, they just name themselves after a tree and turn up?
Yeah, basically.
I'm Professor Shrub. Professor Peach.
I'm Professor Hawthorne.
That sounds like a real name, so that's not quite as amusing.
I know. I was thinking that, but my brain was going to, what do you call it?
Professor Redwood. I've got a massive log.
See, that was funny. But I was going to... did you know the J.K. Rowling stories? The Harry Potter ones?
Yeah.
Well, she's just started writing stuff because she's got, like, magical beasts and where to find them coming out.
Yeah.
But so she's done the American version of Hogwarts. And there's a new housing system on Pottermore. Go see it. It's quite entertaining. Yeah, so she's written a whole backstory of this whole thing and the whole, thing which I've been reading. And I did the stupid quizzes, like which house are you? Which wand is yours? Hawthorne was mine for some weird reason. But yeah, just the only thing that popped into my head.
Oh, so it wasn't Horse Hall then?
No, I weirdly enough, I got sorted into the serpents. The horned serpents. Which I'm not sure is better. Basically, anyway. It's Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
And, and I got sorted into Ravenclaw. So. But damn it, I wanted to be a snake.
Snake.
Anyway,
Yeah.
he's friendly, but he can get pretty intimidating when it comes to structure and doing things right. I hope I don't screw up too majorly here.
A few days ago, one of the students mixed up her buckets. The opponent's lecture echoed through the whole cave for 20 minutes. It was really nerve-wracking. I felt bad for her.
Whoa, I must have had my earbuds in, so I didn't hear any of that. I guess ignorance is bliss.
Well, it was you, so,
Yeah. Let's pray for a smooth dig where we don't discover a Neanderthal tooth in our wet screen.
At least I don't have to worry about that. I'm not allowed near the filth. I'm not allowed in the cave.
Oh, I failed. I failed talking.
You failed at asking.
I succeeded at talking.
Yay.
Wait, seriously? How did I end up here? Well, you went to university, and then they told you about this dig, and you applied, and then you got onto a plane,
Yeah.
and then you annoyed everybody for a while, and then you were here.
Yep.
I skidded to a halt to get a better idea of my location. My morning jog had been extended way longer than I intended. She's hot and sweaty too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll try this off-road, I said. I won't get lost, I said. The hoodie around my waist had gotten loose and I retied the sleeves while I walked briskly along the streets. It's definitely high up. Beside me was a steep slope and I knew the cave was located somewhere below.
So located above, you're in trouble.
I don't know. Some caves are up high. It's already past 8. I should have found my way back like 20 minutes ago. I sauntered closer to the slope and peered down, wondering if I could find a shortcut.
Ah!
No way, dude. That's the cave down there.
Dude, it's like a cave.
Totally cave.
Yep.
And then I was going, sorry. And my brain went total cave hammer, because that's the game that I've been playing whilst I've been trying to get well. So, because I'm sad. It was unmistakable. There was a protruding shelf half hidden in the rock.
Shed.
Shelf.
Shed.
Shelf, shut up. I can read. It's not too hot to read. And fuck you, you don't have all this shit to read. And I could see the worn path. I did not see any trails that descended down, not without weaving through the bushes and trees. Anyway, if I backtracked, I would be horribly late. What to do?
Abseil.
There's no other option than to hurl yourself down the slope.
Yes.
Since when have you ever acted rationally? You're not starting now.
True.
Yeah. No other option. Hurl yourself down the slope.
Look at the options. All 3 of them are, let's jump off a cliff.
Basically, yes. I really didn't have a choice in the matter, did I?
Well, no, because you didn't give us one.
I took one precise step to secure my footing before launching myself, then half slipped, half ran down the slope. Narrowly dodging trees, I stumbled and ended up bursting through a thicket of bushes.
Surprise!
Worst birthday ever! The crazy lady bashes through your trees. Oh, do all these bushes have thorns? What is this?
It's a bush.
Yeah.
Thorns.
I shielded my face as I ducked under the lower branches. As the walkway came into view, I grabbed a tree trunk to stop my momentum, huffing and puffing from my detour. Shoji watched me stagger into the wet screening room, all scratched with leaves stuck to me everywhere.
Melissa, are you okay?
I lowered one hand to a bent knee as I caught my breath. Straightening up, I muttered a weak smile while I wiped the front of my shirt. Basically, she's sitting there stroking her tits.
That's one way of interpreting it, yes.
That's basically what she's doing. Yeah, the sandbag relic switch didn't work out and I got chased by a boulder on the way down.
Yeah, just... Maybe you should consider another career outside of archaeology, Laura Derrick.
I chuckled and untied my hoodie, throwing it on whilst I walked over to the stack of buckets. That just sounds ridiculously hot.
What?
Just putting on a hoodie.
Which had it round her waist, in case it rained, presumably.
Yeah, but it's just me at the moment. I'm just thinking, oh, I could put on a hoodie. No. Never wearing clothes again.
Nudity for all.
Yes, it's mandated nudity.
Yeah.
Shoji promptly offered the bucket he was carrying, which already had all of the tools and knee pads stuffed inside. Shoji, are you sure?
I'm positive. Think of it as a reward for surviving the level.
His gesture of kindness was sweet, and it did spare me a few moments of scrambling to get everything organised. Mercy, mercy, and I'll return the favour somehow. He bashfully glanced away as he picked up a new bucket.
You already did when you helped me out with the tooth at the lab before.
Oh, right.
So, thank you for that.
When I climbed down the last ladder, I was surprised to find the excavation spot deserted. All right, Kyler's at the lab. I took a quick survey to see he was nearly done with his first 25cm intervals. He clearly works fast. I wonder if I'll pick up speed. No, you're doomed to be slow forever.
Yep.
The catchy tunes of jazz play through my earbuds while I concentrated on excavating. Wiped the sweat off my forehead, wondering why I was baking in a chilly place. Eyeing the 2 heat lamps angled towards the square, I was certain they weren't the cause.
You sure?
Shivering. She's got a temperature, isn't she? She's got fever.
Oh, God, she's going to die.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, no.
Shivering, I rubbed the back of my head and shrugged my shoulders. Can't be because of the jog. That was hours ago.
Oh, God, what did she stick her hand in?
I continued to scrape dirt from under the rock. However, the blade trembled and my movements became shaky. Dropped the tool as dread settled in. Crap.
Thud.
Oh, she's got fucking hypoglycemia. Glycemia. Was it hyper? No, hypo, isn't it? Low blood sugar. Shoved my hands into my pockets, searching for the hard candies I had on me whenever my blood sugar ran low. I froze when I realised they were empty and frantically patted myself down. I always carried emergency rations on me. How could... Oh no! They must have fallen out of my pocket when I slid down the slope. This is bad. Not wasting time, I turned for the exit. My heart rate soared, whether from the hypoglycemia or from the distress. I wasn't sure. Scurried up the ladder with a burst of adrenaline, but by the time I reached the next one, my movements were clumsy. Took a deep breath and continued, not wanting to slip. Should I alert someone? Who would know English? My diabetic bag, it would be in a tent since I jogged straight to the cave. I skipped breakfast and failed to pick it up too. Okay.
So she did basically everything wrong.
Yeah. And as a person who's lived with diabetes since she was a child... I'm not sure I buy this. Since
Yeah.
Since I jogged straight to the cave, I skipped breakfast and failed to pick up too. I panicked, reflecting on my routine and how important it was to keep it rigid.
Yeah.
Now I was paying for it.
Melissa!
A timid voice jolted out me in my
Definitely timid.
inner
Melissa!
I read that as my inner rabies.
Well, okay then.
I still clung to the ladder. Well, more like heavily leaned on it, and it didn't budged. What?
Yes.
Shoji? You wouldn't happen to have something sweet on you right now, like a candy bar or...
No way. You hungry?
I hoisted myself up another step, my hand clinging to the railing of the catwalk. It's best to be frank before confusion seeped and setting in and became difficult to speak. Shoji, don't panic, but I'm feeling low. I'm type 1 diabetic and need sugar now. He glanced at my medical bracelet. I felt guilty scaring him like that. However, he did not get as alarmed as expected, or maybe he was better at hiding it.
Should I get you something?
No, dipshit.
No, I'll just leave you to die. It'll be fine.
No, it's better if I get to the museum before... I trailed off, not wanting to bring up the possibility of seizures or fainting. However, the dangerous implications lingered and we both walked down the alley to the exit. By the time I was outside, I started to stagger. So Shodi darted an arm and he held me close to him. Of course.
So sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'll stop helping you now. Just let go.
No, it wasn't fine, but we had to keep going and each step felt cumbersome. My body leaned on him heavily and I forced myself to remain upright the best I could.
I'm sorry, I would carry you, but the path is uneven and I don't want to drop you. We're almost there. Just another step.
Don't know how, but we made it to the kitchen area. While Shoji supported me, I heard DeAndre and Kyla snapping at each other behind the counter. Words were in French, but even I could tell it wasn't friendly banter.
Oh, knife you!
Oh, knife you, you bastards!
In French. Oh, knife you in French.
Oh, knife you in French.
I'm going to steal your eyes.
Shoji tried to address the other two repeatedly.
Excusez-moi, pouvez-tu m'aider?
When it proved futile, Shoji took a step forward but stopped to steady me. He was torn between getting their attention and leaving me to raid the kitchen. Before I could encourage him to go on...
Oh, fuck. Melissa, forgive me.
With both arms up, he scooped me up effortlessly. I let out a shrill yelp, which obviously caused quite a sight.
Carla, DeAndre, Monsieur le fait... Oh, God. Faites hyperglycémie. Elle est besonnée. Quelques choses de secret. I can't remember his bloody voices. I know it's the Australian one, isn't it?
It's
Well,
the Australian one. DeAndre and Kyla exchanged shot glasses. Kyla went to the fridge with a cup in hand. Shoji walked over to the benches and set me down gingerly, his arm not leaving my back. DeAndre tried to rush over, but Kyla barked out something harsh. DeAndre retreated a few steps, his fist clenched tightly. I trembled violently as Kyla knelt down, and Futile tried to place the drink in my hand. Fingers quivered so I held them to prevent further shaking and helped me lift the overflowing cup to my lips. Sweetness of apple juice filled my mouth, and I took tiny sips. Amidst all this, I could hear worried female voice, followed by Hendrik and Shoji exchanging dialogue in French. No one barraged me with questions while my condition improved. Kyla removed his grip, and Shoji inched further down the bench to give me more space. I lit my lips and wiped my mouth with my arms as I mumbled behind my knuckles. Merci beaucoup. My amount of gratitude could not be expressed in just 2 words, but I hoped they could sense the heartfelt emotion behind them.
How are you feeling?
Oh, much better. It's been a while since I've had an episode like that.
Well, what was that exactly? You looked as if you're going to pass out right there and then.
I'm pretty sure Shoji explained it to you, mate.
Yeah, just now.
Like, literally.
Maybe it's not very bright.
I saw the words hypoglycemia and sugar.
Yeah.
You weirdo.
I can't remember. It was just Tit's voices. No?
No, but he was a tit, wasn't he?
Yeah. Not the best there with questions. She's still recovering. Yeah, what the hell, man? Who dialed and made you boss?
Oh, fuck off.
Please calm down.
Tension dissolved and the 3 looked at me worryingly. I cradled the cup in my lap as I formulated an answer.
Diabetic. Done.
I'm diabetic. I need sugar to live.
Yeah.
Like everyone. Also, I need less sugar, maybe, than some.
Or more, depending.
Or more, depending on,
Stuff.
Yeah, and things. I'm okay now,
That's a really
honest.
helpful description.
Attempt to crack a joke. Ask Shoji to rest for some time alone. Retires to the indoor lab. Retreat to the tent.
Oh. Well,
Joking.
if you ask Shoji to stay, we know where that's going to end up.
Yeah, let's just have a joke.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to get all sweet on me now. I'm doing fine. Let out a weak laugh to show that I was kidding. DeAndre chuckled while Kyla looked appalled that I could act airily about the situation. Because he's a dick.
On our face,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you can't really sugarcoat these things, can you?
That's life. You take the highs with the lows. And by lows, we're talking specifically blood sugar.
Yep. Yeah. You guys are terrible. Unable to appreciate such high comedy.
Oh, God.
That's naughty. Okay, whatever.
Kyla disappeared behind the outdoor counter again, while Shoji mustered up a tiny smile.
Tiny smile.
Teeny whiny.
I'm glad you're feeling better, though, Melissa.
Don't have to stick around any longer. You did more than enough, Shoji.
Right, I'll go to show you what happened.
Yeah, cheers. Now it's just me and DeAndre. The lightheartedness faded and he knelt down before me, placing a concerned hand on my shoulder.
You sure you're fine, Mel? Is there anything I can do? Yeah, you can fuck off.
He must have felt useless standing around watching what Shoji and Kyla attend to me. Oh, there is one thing. Could you grab my diabetic bag from my tent? It's solid green. Can't miss it. I need to check my sugar levels.
Just avoid the cylindrical thing. That's
That's
irrelevant.
something else.
Yeah, can do. Just sit tight.
I'm not going any fucking where. With one final pat, he stood up and walked around the museum building. He returned with the carrying case. I set up a cup of apple juice down before I unzipped it. Sensing him lingering nearby, I gave him a reassuring laugh. I'm fine now. You can return to your cooking duties and stuff. Sorry for sending you off on a fetch quest like that.
Fetch quest? Really?
Really? We were interrupted by the clanging of pots, followed by an angry French curse. DeAndre groaned loudly.
God damn it, Carla fails at this.
What, cooking? With an incredulous stare, he gave a helpless shrug.
Well, like everything, I'll complain to you after. Focus on resting first. Later, Mel.
Later. While the two continued their argument, I checked my sugar levels and sighed in relief. Still, I was exhausted after the hypoglycemic episode.
There you are!
Oh. Oh, sorry about not finding you. I need to get my glucose levels back to normal first. No, I understand. Do you know what caused it? I didn't see you at breakfast. Yeah, I got lost. Not only did I jog longer
Mouth
than
in her chin.
That's creepy. Not only did I jog longer than I intended, but I also skipped a meal. This made me sound more and more irresponsible as I went on. And I lost my emergency candy. Please don't fail me. I wouldn't deduct marks for this, Melissa. I think you should get some rest. Let's focus on getting your meal schedule back on track. Right. However, I'd like to talk to you about this later. My shoulders pricked and I could only stammer in agreement. What will she'll bring up anyway? I hope it's not about monitoring me. And
it's kind of a job to make sure you don't die. So
yeah, well, it's helpful. Oh, and on that note, we're gonna skip the games.
Yeah, we're gonna dig through poo off camera.
Off camera. So
Yeah.
we'll see you lot next time. Bye bye.